Sir Gareth Southgate, seated in the front row of the royal box, watched with an expression of calm understanding. As Carlos Alcaraz fought through the opening rounds of Wimbledon 2025, Southgate likely saw something familiar, not just struggle, but resilience. Perhaps he leaned over to Sir David Beckham, another newly knighted icon beside him, and reassured him that shaky starts are no cause for panic. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. And few finish better than Alcaraz. Time and again, the Spaniard has shown that early turbulence is simply part of the script before he finds his rhythm and storms to glory. The difference between athletes like Alcaraz and others is that even when he plays beneath his standard, he survives. And not only survives, he builds from the chaos, gathering momentum with each step. Monday's match was far from his cleanest performance. It was a grind, a dogfight, an exercise in mental endurance. But it ended the way most of his matches do these days, with his arm raised and his opponent defeated. In this case, the opponent was Fabio Fognini, a 38-year-old warrior making his final bow at Wimbledon. On paper, it should have been a one-sided affair. Alcaraz, world number 2 and riding an 18-match win streak, against a man who hadn't won a tour-level match all year. But matches aren't played on paper, and Fognini had no intention of going quietly. He brought swagger, firepower, and a brand of bold unpredictability that shook Alcaraz out of his rhythm. For over 4 hours, the Italian reminded everyone watching why he had once been a top 10 player. He played like a man with nothing to lose, and for much of the match, he had Alcaraz on the ropes. Every set felt like a tug of war, the outcome never certain, the tension always rising. At times, the crowd at center court gasped. Could it really be happening? Could the great Alcaraz fall to a 50-1 outsider, a player written off by bookmakers and, perhaps, even by his own camp? Even Ladbrokes, rarely caught off guard, admitted it would have been the biggest shock of the first round. Alcaraz, they said, was 1-100 to win. No one could recall odds so lopsided ever failing at SW19. And yet, there were moments where the impossible felt close. Fognini's shot-making was inspired. He painted lines. He dragged Alcaraz corner to corner. He yelled. He laughed. He fist-pumped. He played with the flair that defined his career. But in the end, he ran into the force of nature that is Carlos Alcaraz. The young Spaniard weathered the storm. He adapted. He endured. He clawed his way through a 5-set test. 7-5, 6-7, 5, 7-5, 2-6, 6-1. It was not pretty. It was not clinical. But it was gutsy, determined, and brilliant in its own way. That's what makes Alcaraz special. He wins with flair, yes, but also with grit. He doesn't fold. He doesn't panic. He finds solutions. And when the 5th set came, he ran away with it, showing the class, stamina, and spirit of a champion. Now, he turns his focus to Oliver Tarvett, a British qualifier ranked 733 in the world. For Tarvett, just to share a court with Alcaraz will be a dream. A meeting under the lights of center court. A chance to test himself against the reigning king of Wimbledon. Tarvett fought hard to earn his spot, and he'll bring everything he has. But Alcaraz is entering the rhythm of the tournament now. He survived the scare. He's back on track. The history books tell us that he doesn't stop once he starts rolling. He's chasing his 3rd straight Wimbledon title, a feat that would place him among the legends. Only Bjorn Borg and a select few have achieved such dominance at SW19. And Alcaraz wants to etch his name even deeper into that elite company. He already holds 5 Grand Slam titles, with 2025's Roland Garros added to his growing list of conquests. This Wimbledon campaign could be the cherry on top of a season where he's already lifted trophies in Monte Carlo, Rome, and Queens. His grass court form is strong, his mentality even stronger. Though his opening match tested him, it may ultimately serve as the perfect wake-up call. Now, he knows what's required. Now, the field has been warned. If Alcaraz can survive Fognini on a scorching London afternoon, he can handle anything this tournament throws at him. His body held. His mind stayed sharp. His will did not bend. He played through the frustration, through the heat, through the unexpected resistance. And he came out stronger on the other side. That's what champions do. That's why Gareth Southgate could only nod. Because he knows, sometimes greatness starts with a grind. And for Carlos Alcaraz, it just might lead to greatness once again.